guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this wonderful Wednesday here in Connecticut. Strength, baby. You saw the thumbnail. Strength. And who did I put? The strongest player ever, Mel Broyles. Anyway, that's not the kind of brute strength we're talking about. It's an inner compression strength, and we'll talk about that. But the next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, strength, flexibility, and endurance. We've been through this before, and trust me, guys, we're going to be doing it again. So anyway, haven't played a note. Let's see what we got, and we'll talk about strength. Getting stronger. Do. Anyway, strength, flexibility, endurance. Guys, that is what I talk about. That's what I preach with all of my athletes, my weight loss guys, senior citizens, strength, flexibility, endurance. Okay? Ironically enough, that's what you need, strength, flexibility, and endurance, to create proper tone, power, range, and endurance. Okay? Now, as I said a minute ago, that brute strength, big muscles and all that is not what we're talking about. That helps your trumpet playing marginally, at best, at the most, if not non-existent. Big muscles is not what we're talking about, unless you are using brute strength to press that trumpet into your lips, which of course, as you know, I don't prescribe. It's worthless, okay? Anyway, I talk about that, steroids and all that sort of stuff on the other channel, so I'm not going to get into it. But strength. How do we create strength? Guys, it is internal compression. It is not brute strength. Now, did those exercises that I just did, 5 each, those both 35-pounders, so I was juggling around 70 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot for conventional weights. For kettlebell, the way you're swinging them around and all that sort of stuff, that's quite a bit. Anyway, and by the way, guys, if you are not incorporating kettlebells into your practice session, you're leaving an enormously powerful tool right in the toolbox and not using it. Okay? Now, I teach a lot of kettlebell lessons via Skype, just like a trumpet lesson. I've done it before. You start off with, before we even touch a kettlebell, you play a C scale. Okay? I give you a half-hour kettlebell lesson, show you the first two major moves you need, and the only moves you need as far as trumpet is concerned. That's the deadlift and the two-handed swing. And then they come back and 30 minutes later and play the same C scale. Sounds like a different player. That's up to you. Anyway, strength. Guys, you have all the strength that you need. Brute strength, right in the tongue. It's there. You don't have to do tongue ups. It is one of the strongest muscles in the body, certainly the strongest muscle in the embouchure. It holds all the muscles, every single muscle you need from the embouchure. It will hold it in place just by keeping your chops in the correct position. And that is the foundation of your strength, that grip. You don't have to blow strong because we take care of that with compression. But what happens with those kettlebells and the PNF and all that sort of stuff and my KBs for double C's? $10. Anyway, guys, number one, it incorporates a type of muscular contraction called proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Guys, it is the only exercise that incorporates that PNF that will give you strength, flexibility, and endurance all in one exercise. Okay? If I do which I did this morning, if I do 30 minutes of kettlebell, which I did this morning, which doesn't sound like a lot, I have done the equivalent of 3 hours of any other exercise you can possibly get. Okay? But what it does, more than train my musculature, it creates a compression that Jerry was talking about for years, which I didn't quite get until I started the kettlebell. It also simulates the compression that I feel whenever I play a double C. Each one at the top, you notice I would hiss. That's a double C. That's what I'm feeling like with a double C. That's what Bruce Lee was feeling when he was pushing a guy across the room with a one-finger 6-inch punch. Guys, that is the secret to real strength. Big muscles do not create true strength. The fact of the matter is that the real strong men of the world are just big, bulky guys. They're not ripped like that at all. That's for the other channel, okay? But, guys, for our needs, it absolutely simulates that compression, and due to hyperradiation, which will incorporate more muscles to do a single task. That's what hyperradiation is. Different muscle groups to do a single task. That is what it does to keep the chops relaxed and unabused. Now, I am going to give you a simile, like or as. Metaphor? This is like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll check with my wife when she gets home. She's a reading teacher. Anyway, it's like a pull-up. Guys, if you go up with a pull-up and all you try to do is do it with your arms, you're not going to get up. You're not going to get up. I don't care how strong your arms are. I don't care how little or much you weigh. I don't care what sort of shape you're in. It's not going to work. But you do the exact same thing, and before you do the actual pull-up, you squeeze that pull-up bar like it's your last breath. You tighten your abs like you're going to be, you tighten your buttocks, you tighten your quads, you tighten your hamstrings, you tighten your calves. You tighten up and you go up and down like a piston. Okay? Now, with the trumpet, we are not necessarily tightening all those muscles. I don't want you, no, that's not what we're doing at all. Quite the opposite. But what it does, through hyperradiation, it incorporates the strength in all those muscles to produce that pull-up or produce that double C. Okay? Now, Mel Broyles never touched a kettlebell in his life. He didn't have to. From day one, he was playing correctly. I can say the same thing about Harry James. I can say the same thing about Maynard Ferguson, or any of them. But the fact of the matter is, as they get older and their playing declines, what are they losing? Are they losing lip strength? No. Are they losing tongue strength? No. What they're losing is their inner compression, especially for somebody like Maynard, and I don't like using him as a whipping boy, but if you are morbidly obese, you cannot create the compression with those stomach muscles and whatnot. Just can't do it. That is what goes downhill. It is not the actual embouchure. Now, when a pitcher, major league pitcher, goes downhill, All of a sudden, he's 38 years old and can't throw 195 miles an hour anymore. What is that? Nothing happened to his arm. Nothing happened. His arm didn't gain or lose strength. He's not getting the compression anymore. And I tell you what, guys, if you have children that are athletes, I have 10, 15, 16-year-old kids that are throwing baseballs at extraordinary velocities for their age. And what do? We get in the kettlebell and we incorporate it into their practice session. They're killing things. They're all going to go D1 if they want. They never hurt their arm, just like we never hurt. Why? We are taking the strain off the chops, putting it on different muscles, and creating almost superhuman strength. All right? Flexibility and endurance. Once again, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I was about to go off on a tangent. Anyway, guys, eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake crap. True power. Love you all.